Andre to Liverpool. Looks like it's on. Let's talk about it. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. Big up to everyone here already. I appreciate you all being here on your afternoons. Hope everyone's blessed and having a good day. Guys, so we got transfer news to talk about today. I know it's only October, but we've got a little bit of transfer news to talk about today. There's some been news going around social media and the Liverpool spaces that we're going to have to chat about. The Anfield Road end will not be open now till January 2024, or as everyone's now dubbing it, the Navigator end, because it's never available. That's what everyone's nicknaming the Annie Road end at the moment, the Navigator end, because it's never available. So the Navigator end apparently is not going to be available till the January 2024. So we're going to chat about that as well. But before we start the show, guys, big up to everyone and everybody, and good morning. Yeah, it's morning, ain't it? What is that? No, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the show. Big up to every single person here. I appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to go and smash that like button, and go and hit that subscribe button as well, but especially the likes, guys. The like button is the button us content creators need you to press, yeah, because that gets us more views around the world. The algorithm will push out, and more people will find the channel, and that way they'll come to the channel and subscribe to it. So the best thing for you guys to do is actually smash that like button for all content creators. That button is so important for all content creators. Hit that like button, guys. I would really, really appreciate it. We've got almost 50 people in here early on already. So we should almost be up to 50 likes. Come on, guys, smash that like button. I'd appreciate everyone here. Big up to all of you. Big up to Baz in the chat. I'll see you there. And under in the chat, how you doing? Tallest in the chat. You will go. Come on to that, man. Mix Mitchell in the chat, as he says, takes 3 seconds. It's free to do. Sideline Football Show in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Honesty in the chat as well. Keep level K. Mac LFC in the chat. How you doing, guys? Man like Jave, K, Aaron, King, Adrian. Big up to you, my man. John in the chat. Big up, Captain Sal. Good afternoon to every bloody single one of you. I hope you're all doing amazingly well. I really do. Am I in the house as well? Big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. Right, guys, we are going to talk about, before I talk about the Andre situation, and there's apparent rumours about Kone coming up again. Before I talk about all that, I want to talk about what kind of number 6 does Jurgen Klopp actually want at Liverpool Football Club? What number 6 does he actually actively want in our team? Because if you look at the midfielders Liverpool are linked with, they are linked with at the moment, apparently Andre from Fluminense It looks like that deal, as we're going to talk about that later, that deal looks like that could probably happen in January. And the Kone situation. Now, apparently the rumours with this Kone situation is that Liverpool are actively going to try and buy him in the summer before he got his injury in the under-21s. Now, in the under-21 tournament. So, this is why I ask, what sort of number 6 are Liverpool after? Is Jurgen Klopp after? Because he bought in Wataru Endo, and I think that was a Klopp signing. The way Klopp bigs him up, I think that's a Klopp signing. Klopp wanted him. Look, Klopp spoke about him in the press conference enough to let me know that he's a Klopp signing. The way he said he tried to buy him 3 years ago, he finally got his man. So he's a Klopp signing. The problem is, he doesn't play him. He doesn't play him. Now, what I don't get by everything, this is where I get confused by a lot of our dealings, a lot of what the stuff we do, and Liverpool. I think Jurgen Klopp wanted Wataru Endo. I think he wanted someone like Kone as well. I think they're the players. Kone is the one. I think with reports now, I've seen a lot of reports saying that Liverpool desperately wanted Kone. They will go and get him. They wanted to wait till the under-21 tournament finished, and then they'll go put in a transfer for Kone, and that was the player they were looking at. And because he got injured in the under-21 tournament, Liverpool were panicking for this number 6 position. Now, I don't think Kone is an out-and-out 6 like a lot of the fan base want. A lot of the fan base want a just complete and utter destroyer in that number 6 area, yeah? Not a fancy footballer, just a defensive-minded midfielder who just destroys everything and keeps the defence safe and sweeps up in the midfield area and covers the midfield runs and all that sort of stuff. I think that's what Liverpool fans mostly want. But that's not really what Kone is. The games I've watched Kone in, he's more of an athletic midfielder that can play that 8 role, he can play that 6 role. So what is he looking for? Is Klopp looking for something that's completely different to what us as fans are looking for? Because he's playing Mac Allister in the 6 role for a reason. Does he see Alexis Mac Allister as a long-term number 6? Because he's not trying anyone else in that position right now. No one else is really being tried in that position. You think of all the midfielders we got in our squad right now. He's not actually going out and trying anyone else in that number 6 role. So, what does Jurgen Klopp want? And that is the big question. He is the manager. And he's the one we trust. So, if we got our trust in Jurgen, he is our manager. He's going to look at it maybe differently us fans are. I mean, a lot of Liverpool fans are saying if we've got Agate in the summer, it'll be a different team now. We're actively trying to get Caicedo, where Klopp didn't really want Caicedo. It's a weird one, ain't it? FSG were trying to get the more expensive signing in Caicedo, and Jurgen Klopp was trying to get the cheaper signing in Wataru Endo. It's a bit of a weird one, that, ain't it? It's a bit of a weird one, that, for you guys to think about. But Liverpool, this is where I get confused, because if you go all the way back to June, July time, when people were starting to talk about transfer rumours and the transfer window started to open, Liverpool never really were going after a number 6. Now, you could say that's because Firmino was at the club, and apparently at the time, word coming out of our football club is that Firmino was not for sale. Firmino was never leaving, he was not for sale. But not actively looking for a number 6 when you know how bad Firmino has been for about 2 years, it's a bit negligent. You've got to look for that number 6. You need a number 6. So Liverpool were never really in the market for a number 6. They went and bought Mac Allister earlier on. Then they went and got Szoboszlai. And then Fabinho and Henderson left. And they were like, we don't like who's shopping about for a number 6. They were looking at Lavia for a while. Now they put in a bid for Lavia. But the weird thing with the Lavia deal is that you got Lavia and you got Stefan Bajcetic, who are very similar footballers, yeah? I don't understand the point of wasting £60 million on Lavia when you got Stefan at your football club already and they do the same job, sort of like the same age, same build, same everything, and they do the same job. What is the point of going splashing £60 million out on Lavia? It makes no sense. I'd rather us gone and splashed out £60 million on a far more experienced defensive midfielder, like a 24, 25, 26-year-old defensive midfielder that's far more experienced. Go and splash the £60 million on them and have Stefan then as the deputy defensive midfielders to the more experienced one, not two inexperienced DMs in your team at the same time. So it made no sense to me. Really made absolutely no sense. And I agree, keep it level. That's why I don't think Klopp wanted him. It's not because of the player. I just don't think. I just don't think he wanted him, to be fair. And Ugarte, look, I've never been a big Ugarte fan. When Liverpool fans were chatting about Ugarte, every time I watched him, I thought Ugarte went to ground too easy for tackles. He was always sliding around, and I thought he was too overly aggressive. So he's never been a player I actually wanted, ever. When I was watching him play, I didn't think he'd suit us. I think he'd get left behind in English football. I think it'd be too quick for him. So that's someone I've never really been interested in. I wanted, like at the time, Lavia, when the Lavia deal was happening, I was thinking, well, just get Lavia in. If he's the player that Klopp's looking at, get Lavia in. But then when we went away from that and went Caicedo, I was like, I'll definitely go and get Caicedo, of course. And then the issues with Caicedo, you can see why, and all that sort of stuff. Then we went back to Lavia, but Lavia's like, I prefer the money from Chelsea and not play football, so that's up to him. And then Liverpool was stuck in a position. They're like, well, we're stuck in a position now. We don't know who to get in this defensive midfield role. And like, I did plenty of videos on this. You guys in the chat were with me as well. When we're talking about defensive midfielders, well, there's this defensive midfielder, there's that defensive. Well, it's all listing off defensive midfielders, chat, weren't we? Do you remember? It's all listing off these defensive midfielders. And Liverpool weren't interested in any of them. Obviously, you got the geezer at Crystal Palace. His name has gone out of my head for a minute. So you got the player at Crystal Palace that Liverpool were interested in, but apparently not for the fee. And I understand that. You left it 2 weeks till the transfer deadline has finished. Of course, Crystal Palace go ask, is it Decore? I go ask her about 70 million for him because you're buying their best player with 2 weeks of transfer window left. So it makes sense not to, touch that. But then Liverpool were going after Andre as well. And in the summer, a lot of reports in August, I remember around the August time, a lot of reports came out about Andre. A lot of information came out about it. I've never heard of him. I think a lot of people, when we were talking about him, have never really heard of him. Like, where did this come from? A lot of Liverpool fans have always wanted Liverpool to go into the South American transfer market because in the South American transfer market, you can pick up some real gems quite cheaply because in the South American market, you can cut out the middleman and you can pick up some good players, really good players with not a lot of money. And fans have always wanted us to go into that market. Let's go and explore the market in South America. And then this Andre fella from Fluminense came up from absolutely nowhere. And Liverpool had real strong links to him. There was a strong link there. I actually believe I read somewhere in August, late August, I think it might be in the beginning of the season actually, that the sporting director of Fluminense came out and spoke about it and said we had an offer from Liverpool for Andre, but we didn't want to sell him this summer because of the cup competition. I think it's the Libertadores, or whatever, I can't pronounce it. Their version of the Champions League they were playing in, that they had a great chance of winning. I think they won it, didn't they? And they didn't want to sell him, but he said in his quote, I think it was on Twitter, I saw it on social media. He said in his quote, if Liverpool come back in December, we can do business. Now, Liverpool after that decided not to really go for anyone, and then went and got Wataru Endo, because Klopp still felt like he just needed an extra body in midfield. So they went and got Wataru Endo, and I think Wataru Endo in the end was like 16 million quid. So it weren't a lot of money. So Klopp just felt, I need an extra body in this midfield. I need an older head. I've let go of James Milner. I've let go of Jordan Henderson. I've let go of Fabinho. So I need an older head in this midfield, a bit more maturity. So he went and got Wataru Endo for 16 million. But what that tells me is that Liverpool, and now Tim Vickery, who's massive, like a really good football journalist in South America, he's based in South America. I think he lives in Brazil. He knows a lot more about it. If you want to know about South American footballers and everything out there, go and listen to Tim Vickery. He's excellent. It's what he's best at. Yeah, it's his game. And he basically spoke. He's been speaking yesterday and say he believes that Andre to Liverpool will happen in January. It will happen in January. There's still talk going on, and it's who Liverpool want. And then other reports have come out yesterday and today, and saying that basically Liverpool have not forgotten about Andre. It's not gone quiet. They're still in for him. They want him. Wait for the January transfer window to open. We might see some business in January, or it will be next summer. But a lot of people in the know are basically saying that Andre to Liverpool looks like it is on. So that being said, is it then big upside? That's when the final is, yeah? And that is why their sporting director for Fluminense came out and said, Liverpool come back to us in December and we do business. That makes excellent sense now. That makes excellent sense now. So, with all that in place, where I'm getting at is, what does Jurgen Klopp see as his number 6? Does Jurgen Klopp see someone like an Andre and a Mac Allister being his defensive-minded midfielders in a midfield 3? Is that what he sees? I think he sees Szoboszlai as his main midfielder. Szoboszlai is now Liverpool's main midfielder. I think Klopp sees him as his main man in that midfield who can do everything. You know, he can play in all that midfield area. He can even play in the wide areas. He can play box to box. He can play attacking. Jurgen Klopp sees Szoboszlai as his number 1 main midfielder now. Does Jurgen Klopp, if he plays his 4-3-3, does he see Mac Allister and Andre as like a defensive pairing, you know, in that midfield, with then Szoboszlai as your attacking midfielder in that 4-3-3, who has more license to get forward out of the 2 midfielders? Is that what Klopp sees? Because he's been experimenting with Mac Allister for a reason, guys. Mac Allister's the one he's been experimenting with the most. You know, no other real midfielder in our team so far has really played defensive midfield apart from Mac Allister. And he desperately, by the sounds of it, we really want Andre from Fluminense. And when we couldn't get him in the summer, they went and just got Endo, Wataru Endo in as a body. They just wanted an extra body in midfield because we got Europa League on Thursdays, Premier League Sundays, and domestic cup competitions up till January. I think Klopp was very aware of having been too short in numbers in the midfield. I think he was very aware, if I don't get a body in, we're going to be too short on midfielders up till January. And I think Klopp's trying to learn his lessons from last season, where he admits he got it wrong, and we have no midfield again, and we have that bad start of the season. So I think Klopp was just aware he needed bodies. He wants Andre. They basically told us to come back in December, do business. We can get him in January, but till then, we've got to get till January. So Klopp was looking for a body to get in. Klopp likes Wataru Endo. He probably likes him as a player that can come in and do little bits in games, but maybe not a starter. Maybe that's where we all got it wrong. Maybe we got it wrong thinking Liverpool buying Wataru Endo as the starter DM in our team. Maybe Klopp never felt like that, ever. Maybe Klopp never actually felt like we did. Maybe Klopp felt like he just wanted a body, a bit of experience, a bit of know-how. He's a Japanese international. He's been around. He knows the game. Klopp likes him. So he thought he'd get him in as an extra body. And so we're not short till January, where we can then go and get Andre. And then the Kone thing comes back round again. So yesterday, a lot of reporters are on and know, who obviously report on German football, have come out and said, and Florian Plettenberg has come out and said it, and others have come out and said it this week. It said Liverpool actually actively were trying to buy Kone in the summer, but because of his injury, that is why Liverpool wanted to wait till the under-21 tournament had finished and not buy him before the under-21 tournament, because they didn't want to have an injured midfielder if they bought him while the under-21 tournament was going on, because they didn't want to not have the numbers in their midfield and they make the same mistakes they made the year before. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. Is Mac Allister and Andre the defensive players that Jurgen Klopp would play in a midfield 4-3-3 after January if Andre does come in this season, if we do go and get Andre this summer? Because it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Neither of them are out and out sixes, but both got defensive parts of their game. What I've seen of Andre is a bit more defensively minded than maybe Mac Allister is. One thing I would say about Andre, he's aggressive. I've been watching some of his highlights, some of his games. He's aggressive, but aggressive in the right way. He don't shirk a challenge. He stands up for himself, and he's got good technical ability as well. So let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys are saying. Big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. The Andre situation reminds me of the Ebu transfer saga. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp only wanted Ebu. Like, if we go back to that saga, yeah, when we wanted a defender in, Jurgen Klopp wanted Ebu Konate. He wanted Konate. That is who Klopp wanted. He told the owners, I want Konate. We spoke to Leipzig, but in Konate's contract, he couldn't leave for another Champions League club while Leipzig was still in the Champions League. That was the rules in his contract at the time. Obviously, I think if Liverpool really wanted to get Konate in January, they could have paid like double the money that we actually paid for him to get him out of that contract, maybe. But Liverpool decided to wait. That's why they went and got a loan from of a Quebec and the geezer and the hologram that went to Rangers. That's why they did that business. It's strictly business. They shouldn't have just bought no one. They should just they shouldn't have gone and loaned Quebec. They shouldn't have gone and got the hologram. None of that should have happened. They should have just gone, right, we'll just wait then for Konate, because it would have looked better. But they waited for Konate, and guess what? When our season ended that year, the first thing Liverpool did was go and buy Konate. They literally went and made an offer for Konate before the summer transfer window even opened, which shows that Liverpool were only ever looking at Konate. You've got to remember the one strength of Jurgen Klopp, which also can be a weakness at the same time, is that he only wants particular players. If you go back to the Brendan Rodgers days, Brendan Rodgers would just get any player because he just wanted bodies in his team. He just wanted a squad. So Brendan Rodgers would literally go, I just have that player, and I'll try and make it work. I just need bodies. Where Jurgen Klopp is like, I don't want anybody. I don't want just that player for being that player. If I like them, I'd like them to come into the football club. And he liked Konate, and he waited for Konate. And I honestly says this seems to be a very, very similar situation where Liverpool were actively looking at Andre in the summer, got told no, we're playing the Libertadores, it's big to us, we're trying to win that cup competition, and he's an important player for us. But come back in December. If you come back in December, we can do business. And that's why they went and got Wataru Endo, just to cover the gap. Teams never used to play with specialist defensive midfielders. Only last 10 to 15, 20 years, football moved on. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more teams drop using a proper 6-2. Yeah, I've been saying that for a while. I think midfielders back in the day, like Jan Mulby, weren't a central defensive midfielder in a sense. What he was just he was the midfielder that set further back from everyone else and let them get forward. But he wasn't an out-and-out defensive midfielder and things like that. Big up Josh, a CDM in Jan. CDM and a centre back in Jan. That's the one. Where is Redondo now? What that? The young lad, Albert. Albert, big up you, man. Ain't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing well, my man. I don't know where Redondo is. He still at the same club? He's only 20, ain't he? Big up to Zia. Big up, man. Q bidding war in January. Don't know. I think Liverpool might have done a lot of business under the table, yeah. Endo was a mistake. I'm sorry. Big up KZ. How you doing, man? Fluminense will play Boca Juniors in November for the Cup final Cup at Libertadores. Tim Vickery is massive in South America. Yeah, Tim Vickery knows his stuff, man. Big up, Lee. How you doing, man? Acquiring Andre is a no-brainer. If we don't buy Andre, someone else will. And I'd be annoyed if it went that way. Yeah, I think Liverpool might have. I think the way Tim Vickery's putting it, I think Liverpool and Fluminense might have a kind of a, under the table handshake on this sort of thing. Liverpool got the first come, first serve sort of rule. Captain Sal says Andre will be our 6 in January. I'm confident in it. I think it's going to happen as well. I think it's going to happen as well. And I think work permits and all that are not the same as they were. I think they changed the rules on that. So getting a work permit for Andre won't be a problem either. Big up Luke Wayne Rooney, manager of Northampton Town. Bloody hell. I thought he was getting a Birmingham job or something, I read. Jamie, with Andre, can we play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-4-3 or 4-3-3 diamond? We got options to play different styles. We also got Ryan, and apparently he can also function as a left winger. Yeah, Ryan Gravenberch, man. He's a serious player. Serious player. Andre's not a proper 6, even though most fans will still be complaining. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. I think we got to look at it now and go, yes, us as fans might want A, B, and C, yeah? But Jurgen Klopp might be looking at it and going, no, I want to change that round. I want this. And we just got to trust the manager. At the end of the day, we just got to trust what he wants to do. And I keep saying, when I watch Mac Allister play week in, week out, he's the defense. I don't think Mac Allister's actually been that bad. If you go and look at his stats for a DM, his stats for a DM ain't actually that bad. Yeah. And I think Klopp will feel like, if I get another defensive-minded player, but not an actual DM, and sit him next to Mac Allister, and then get Szoboszlai as my main attacking force from midfield, I've got Mac Allister and Andre, basically, as them two sort of like defensive-minded players. Then I've got Szoboszlai and Gravenberch as my two main number 8s going forward. Then I've got Curtis Jones, Stefan Barsetic, Harvey Elliott, as others that can come on in substitute appearances and play in certain positions. Maybe this is what Klopp is thinking. Maybe this is what Klopp is thinking. Kone, I feel we got Graver and Jones, same players. Yeah, I got to say one thing, right? I was a Harvey Elliott fan. I like Harvey Elliott. I like Harvey Elliott because he's a Liverpool fan, and you can tell it means a lot for Harvey Elliott to play for Liverpool Football Club. But I'm going to be really honest now, guys. You guys in the chat right now. I do worry about Harvey Elliott's future at Liverpool Football Club. I really do. I worry massively for his future at Liverpool Football Club because I think Curtis Jones, 2 seasons ago, Harvey Elliott was above Curtis Jones in the pecking order, weren't he? He just was. Harvey Elliott was playing all the time. Curtis wasn't getting games. It's the other way around now. Curtis is far above Harvey Elliott in the pecking order. So is Gravenberch. So is Szoboszlai. So is Mac Allister. If Andre comes in January, he will be above Elliott in the pecking order. Stefan Barsetic, when fit and available, probably going to be above Harvey Elliott in the pecking order. I like Harvey Elliott as a person. I just don't know if it's going to work for him at Liverpool long time. I hope it does because he's a Liverpool fan like we all are and he's playing out his dreams. But I feel for Harvey Elliott next season. I really do. I feel for him next season. I think he might go out on loan. I really do. Let's just pray we don't pull back and someone. I don't think we will. I think a lot of the talk at the moment, we're going to be all right. Daily Fun says, Jamie, how's your daughter doing? I hope she's recovering really well. Thank you very much, Daily Fun. I appreciate that, my friend. I really do. Yeah, she's doing well, man. She's doing well. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Sideline Football Show says, I love to see Andre. Gives me Kante from Chelsea vibes, but what's accusing is that what is his release clause? I think his release clause finishes in January. What I read in the summer, I don't know if this is true, but what I read in the summer is that his release clause is up in January, and that's why Liverpool can get him cheaper in January as well. I might be wrong in that. I'm not sure. But look, if he's a 20-year-old Brazilian who's got massive potential, I mean, it's listening to Tim Vickery about this. He thinks he's got massive potential and he's going to be a big player for the Brazilian international side in years to come. If he has got all this potential that everyone keeps picking him up with in South America and he's this next big thing, if he's 40, 50 million, just pay it. You know what I mean? If he's 40 and 50 million, people might look at the moment, well, you paid 45 million for this Andre kid who no one's ever heard of from Brazil. And then in 2 years' time, if he's playing every week for the Brazilian international team in midfield and he's doing bits, then you can laugh back and look, yeah, we only paid 45 million for this baller. Yeah, we got it right yet again. So I think we just get him in, man. Just get him in. Thiago is no longer part of the plans. He's a liability. Yeah, look, if Thiago's fit and available and starts to play games again and can prove his fitness, I do believe Thiago, Mac Allister and Szoboszlai will be the midfield three towards the end of the season. As Thiago gets his fitness back, when Thiago starts to get his fitness back and stuff like that, I believe we will see Mac Allister and Thiago as the base sixes and as the defensive midfielders in this midfield three. Szoboszlai is attacking, more roaming one, and Thiago and Mac Allister sort of like the controlling defensive-minded midfielders in this team. I think that's what will happen. I think that's what they're trying to get out. Yeah, he's Birmingham manager, ain't he? That's what I thought, man. Big up, Albert. I'm doing really well. Redondo was also on our list, although a little lower alongside Alan Valera, former of Boca Juniors. Valera, yeah, he's doing bits at Porto. We were at quite late. We missed out. Yeah, I think that Redondo, what I've read is that he's Real Madrid bound. I think he's Real Madrid bound. Big up, Helly, how you doing? I worry too. Elliott is brilliant, but physically outshone by others. Yeah, that's the thing. Elliott, the problem with Harvey Elliott, yeah, he can't help being his size. Yeah, he's like 5'7", 5'8". He's not, he's small, but the thing is, he's not quick. Now, sometimes the small players, they're very athletic and very quick, which helps them get out of the way of being physical. So they don't need to use their physicality in their midfield because they're athletic, because they're agile, they're loose, and they're quick. Like an Iniesta, like a Xavi. Yeah, Iniesta and Xavi really never had to use their physicality so much because they had such a quick football brain. Because they had quick football brains. So they didn't have to use their physicality for smaller men. They used their agility, their technical ability, their athleticism, their speed, their pace to get them. They didn't have to use that strength. And because Harvey Elliott hasn't got the agility, athleticism, or the pace, that's why he's getting beaten up in midfield at the moment. And I think Klopp's realising that. And that's why he's not really playing more. And when you've got Gravenberch, 6 foot something, in your midfield, you've got Mac Allister who's physical. You've got Szoboszlai who's physical. You've got Curtis Jones. To be fair to Curtis Jones is pretty physical. Yeah, Curtis Jones can handle himself in a physical battle in midfield. Harvey can't. And unfortunately for Harvey, that's the issue. And that's why I feel like Harvey will go out on loan next season. I really do. I think Harvey Elliott's a Premier League player. I just don't know if it's right at the top end of the Premier League. That's the problem. But I like Harvey Elliott, and I only wish him the best. I hope he gets better and he somehow stays at Liverpool. I'd love that. I think we all would love to see Harvey Elliott stay at Liverpool if he grew, if he got better, he got stronger, he got more physical. You know, he grew into the game more. But unfortunately, I just don't see it. And with the players we're interested in buying, you know, they're just going to take his place. Look, Gravenberch is a far better young player than Harvey Elliott. Yeah, and he's already better than Harvey Elliott. Curtis Jones is better than Harvey Elliott. Mac Allister's better. You know, Szoboszlai is better. You know, Stefan Bajcetic is probably more physical than Harvey Elliott is, and they're around the same age. I feel for Harvey, I really do. Maybe you get him out of midfield and you put him in a more attacking position on the pitch. You know, you play him on the wing or you play him in a number 10 position and you get him further up the pitch away from the physical side of the central midfield area. And you might be a better player. But I just don't think he's quick enough for Liverpool to play him in attacking areas of the pitch. And that's why he plays in central midfield. If Harvey Elliott was quick like Ben Doak, if Harvey Elliott had Ben Doak pace, Harvey Elliott would be used more of a forward for Liverpool, in my opinion. Because he hasn't got that, that's why he plays midfield. That's why he plays midfield. Big up MP. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's what I heard, Panoff. £35 million release clause and 20 million January. That's what I've heard. So he must have his release clause must go into, or the release clauses are different. Remember, in some countries they do a release clause is this in this time, and a release clause is this in this time. So maybe that's what it is. Andre already rejected Man United. He only wants it. LFC apparently he's really pushing for the move in the summer. Yeah, Andre wants to come. That's what I've heard as well. I think it'll be an easy transfer to do. I have to admit I miss Thiago's magic on the pitch. Oh, we all do. I mean, we all do. It's so annoying that he's always injured. This is the problem with him. He's just constantly injured. We can't trust him at this moment in time. He has got to come back when he's fit. Thiago's got to come back and prove his trust again, staying fit. Because a fit Thiago, a midfielder Thiago, Mac Allister and Szoboszlai, I want to see it once this season. Klopp, just give me it once, man. Just give me it once this season. I want to see from the start of the game, not a substitute appearance, from the start of the game, Thiago, Mac Allister and Szoboszlai. Just give me it once, man. Just give me it once. We need another winger too. Yep, that we do. That is what we're going to get into as well, because there's a certain Neto. There's a certain Neto that plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers that apparently Liverpool are very interested in. Very, very interested in. I'm not too sure on Neto because of his injuries. He's a very good player. Don't get me wrong. He's very good in the eye. Very good attacking winger. Do we need how many wingers do we need? Because Liverpool do love their wingers. Let's not lie here. We do love. See, if Liverpool are interested in Neto, the only reason Liverpool are interested in Neto for me, and I've been saying this for a while, I'm worried about Diogo Jota. I'm worried about Jota, you know. And they might be looking at Neto as a Jota replacement, because I don't know why you'd need Neto, Salah, Jota, Gakpo, Diaz, Darwin Nunez. I mean, that's too many, man. And then you got Ben Doak as well, who Klopp has a lot of faith in coming through the youth ranks. Klopp has a lot of faith in him, so he won't want to block his path too much. So that's 7 attackers. If Liverpool are really looking at Neto from Wolves, for me, the one that's got to be worrying about it, for me the most, is probably Jota. Because Salah ain't going nowhere. Gakpo's not going nowhere. Diaz is not going nowhere. Darwin's not going nowhere. I think Jota will be the one that would have to worry about his place and what happens to him. Andre literally plays in a 4-1-3-2 in lone DM, and Yeah. I've seen him play defensively. This is what I'm saying, KZ. I've seen him play defensively, and at the same time, he's also got a very good technical ability. He gets further forward up the pitch. I think he's the one they want, man. I think he's the one he wants. That's why I keep saying it. I think Liverpool are looking at Mac Allister and Andre as their defensive-minded midfielders, and Szoboszlai and Gravenberch as he's like attacking number 8s. I think that's what that's the quartet that Klopp's looking at. I believe, as the future. There is 4. That's his 4. Andre, Mac Allister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. That's his future midfield right there. That's the 4 he's going to rely a lot on. And then he's going to have your Stephens and your Curtis Joneses. And if Thiago stays, Thiago as well. That is what Klopp's going to rely on. But he's going to rely on that main 4 because they're at an age where they're young. They've got years in their legs. And I think that's what Klopp's looking at. He's going to look at Mac Allister and Szoboszlai more as his attacking 8s. And Mac Allister and Andre as his more defensively minded players. Even if it costs 35 mil, I'm taking it all day long, man. If Elliott is happy coming off the bench and playing cup matches, I think we have to have a big impact. It'll only get better. Josh, look, I think Harvey Elliott will be happy in any role because he's a Liverpool fan and he just want to be at the club and prove a point. I'd love that for him. If he's happy with that role, then keep him. But if Harvey Elliott's got a bit more ambition and he don't feel like he can do more at another team, then you might have to have that discussion. But I'm not hating on Harvey. I never have done. I've always stuck up for him. Trudon says Neto will go to Arsenal. Maybe. His knee injuries were bad, though. Obviously, Thiago would be perfect. 60 head stay. I think, Josh, that's what I'm saying, man. I think Mac Allister and Thiago would have, if they were fit, if Thiago was fit, Mac Allister and Thiago would have started the season as the defensive-minded and Szoboszlai the attacking one, and then Gravenberch would be the other attacking player in that team. I've been saying for a while now. I think that's what it might happen. Might happen. Is that Nico? Yeah, Nico Williams has been. A lot of people talking about him too. I'm not sure about now. I would love to see Chiesa instead. It's interesting, man. Trudon says he sees Diaz or Nunez leaving before Jota. Don't know. If Jurgen Klopp's going to pick his strongest front three at this moment in time, I think our strongest front three is Diaz, Salah, and Darwin. I honestly do. I think Klopp's just got to let Darwin keep playing, man. I think Darwin's getting better. His off the ball stuff's getting better. His link up play's getting better. His hold up play's getting better. Playing with his back to goal for me, Darwin's getting better. I think Darwin's just got to play. We're more of a threat. Liverpool are far more effective with Salah, Darwin, and Diaz as our front three. We just are. We're far more effective. I think that'd be his first choice front three. Gakpo and Jota are impact players off the bench. And if you look at Jota, his impact is always off the bench, man. His impacts are always off the bench. The thing with Jota, I agree with you, Josh. Jota has to play the number 9 position, though. This is what I've been saying. Jota is a very good finisher. He's very hard to pick up in the box. He's very good at hiding behind centre backs, in between centre backs and stuff like that, and winning headers when he's only 5'8". He's very effective, man. I like Jota. He's effective. But for me, he has to play the number 9 role. Because when he plays left wing, he has to play the 9 role. And for me right now, I would prefer Darwin, who's a natural 9, to play the 9 role. Salah and Diaz, because for me, they're our most effective front three. But then Jota's a goal scorer. So bring him off the bench and impact games. You know, not many people have got that kind of substitution in them. And he can come on for Darwin in them impact roles. And then start playing Gakpo as the left winger for Diaz. Diaz and Gakpo swapping that left wing position. Stop with this Gakpo through the middle stuff. You know what I mean? Just put players where they're meant to play. Big up Rishi Adu. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. As always, much love to you. Hi, Jamie, just joined, but why do you think Salah won't go? His contract runs out in 2025. He's also got a year. Liverpool can extend that by a year as well. So in theory, his contract might not run out until 2026. I don't think Salah will go. No, I don't think Salah will go. Salah can go and join the Saudi League whenever he wants. Salah can go when he's 34, 35 to the Saudi League and still be the biggest face in Saudi Arabia. He knows that. The money will still be there. I got a feeling Liverpool will give him a new deal in the summer. I think Liverpool might give him a new deal and extend his contract a little bit. So the rumours of Mo Salah, I don't know if everyone's heard this. The rumours going around about Mo Salah's contract is that Mo Salah almost gets £1 million a week at Liverpool Football Club. That is what Mo Salah earns, apparently, in his contract. Because we don't really know what is in contracts, especially at Liverpool. But apparently the rumour is that Mo Salah almost earns £1 million a week through his contract at Liverpool. We should give Leipzig money and Carvalho for Gravidon. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's another one as well. Carvalho's not even getting games for Leipzig. I just don't see Carvalho really ever playing for Liverpool Football Club ever again. Andre in the left centre back who can play for Robbo. I hope we sell Costas. In the summer, Liverpool going to be having to look for a new left back. There's no doubt about it. In the summer, Liverpool Football Club need to go and look for a left back because Robbo's going to be 30 next season. Robbo is giving me Fabinho vibes right now. He just is. He's giving me Fabinho vibes. I said it last season. Fabinho's legs were gone because of the way Liverpool play. And if you go and watch Fabinho in Saudi at the moment, he's playing exactly the same he did for Liverpool last season. People were just walking past him. The man's legs are gone. And Robbo has been a consistent performer for Liverpool Football Club under Jurgen Klopp. And the work rate he gets through, Robbo's starting to give me Fabinho vibes. I think Liverpool really desperately need to go and get a left back next summer, in my opinion. And I love Robbo. I do. But, you know, we need to move on. We need to move on all the time, reduce. Nico Williams is free and we should go and get him. Liverpool don't like doing free transfers. And Gangadit says, why Szoboszlai Mac Allister in a more defensive role where his qualities are better further up the pitch? Well, at Argentina, he plays in a double pivot, really, in a defensive role. For Brighton, he played alongside Caicedo. Now, where I mean defensive role, Gangadit, I don't mean him as the number 6. I just mean that he will be, you know, Szoboszlai being a more attacking-minded midfielder with Gravenberch, because their qualities going forward for me outshine Mac Allister's qualities going forward. Mac Allister's sort of that. I think Mac Allister can be a better controlling midfielder that like has got a bit more about his game going the other way as well, defending at times. So that's why Klopp, if you look at why Klopp, he's the only midfielder in our team that's really playing the number 6 out of all the midfielders in our side, because Klopp obviously sees something about him that can play in that role. But I don't think he wants to play him on his own. I think he wants to play a more defensively minded midfielder next to him. And if you go and get Andre, and then their duty is to defend and attack. You know, I think that's what he's looking at. Andre and Mac Allister. So not shoehorning him to a 6, but sort of that controlling midfielder. You know, Mac Allister's like the pass before the pass, ain't he? That's what he is. He's the pass before the pass. He can keep hold of the ball. He can control the tempo of a game. But at the moment, he can't do that because he's playing the sole 6 role. So he can't do that. But you get someone in like Andre, who's more of a defensive-minded player, even more than Mac Allister is. You can then plonk Mac Allister next to Andre, and he can then become sort of that tempo player, that control player. You know, the pass before the pass. You know that, and you get more rhythm, more movement out of him. I think that will work quite well. He'll have more balance to the team. You know what I mean? There'll be a bit more balance. Big up, John. People will hang on to the Darwin hate until he finishes nearly off all his chances. They won't let it go no matter how good his overall game has become. Yeah, Darwin. Look, Darwin. I think Darwin's been all right this season. I think he's done all right this season. Now, Darwin's got to clean up some of his finishing. We all know this. But every striker misses chances. For some reason, it's just when Darwin misses chances that we all go absolutely mental. Every striker misses easy chances, medium chances, hard chances, whatever you want to call them. Everyone misses. But I like Darwin. I think what I've watched of Darwin so far this season is that he's more of a threat than any of our number 9s to the opposition defence because his ability to run in behind, his ability to chase balls as well into wide areas and stretch the opposition. He's got a good link-up play with Mo Salah. It feels better for me to play that way with him front three. Yeah, I'm with you. Big up, Frank. I agree with you, Jamie, about Jota leaving before any other. Sorry, I'm late. No, you don't have to say sorry. Big up, Frank. Can't let Jota go. He's our coldest finisher in our team. He is. I'm not saying he ain't. But if you're going to get another attacker in, you can't have 7 attackers. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to go. Unless Neto replaces Mo Salah, and that will just be disgustingly bad if that's the case. But, yeah. Big up. Josh says, yeah, Nunez should be starting every game. Big fee gave him good run of games, and let's see the numbers come. The bed of the season, 20 goals plus, no doubt. If you get Darwin playing every single game, if Darwin starts every game from Everton till the end of the season, Darwin will get 20 goals. But he will frustrate you because he's probably capable of getting 35 goals because he misses so many chances. But yeah, I agree. I think we should take a punt on Opina from Leipzig if we get rid of Jota. He looks quality. Is that the one who's the top goal scorer at the moment? I miss Prime. I mean, I think, you know what? I miss Mane, but it's Bobby, I think we now realise, now Bobby Firmino's left, I think we sort of understand what Bobby gave this team. Everyone used to say Bobby needs to score goals. Bobby needs to score more goals because he's got the number 9 on his back and he plays through the middle. He's our number 9. It's what he did. Bobby, I've always said, I've been saying this for a while now because today's football is today's football. I'm going on what this generation's football's about. It is about numbers. It is about stats. It is about GA, right? That's just the way football is today. If your forward or winger is not contributing to goals or assists, then they're not doing their job. It's as simple as that. In today's football, Bobby Firmino, if he weren't scoring, he was contributing all the time to the football team. All the time. So this is why I don't like Darwin Nunez is not scoring. I need to see him contributing into a game. So against Brighton, Darwin didn't score, but he contributed. I need to see my striker contributing to the game in some way, impacting the game in some way. You can't score every game. That don't always happen. If you're not scoring every game, you need to contribute in that game in some position. And this, I've said this about wingers. If you're playing 4-3-3 in football in 2023, and the way we play football now, where it's so attack-minded, everyone usually plays this attack-minded pressing football now, your wingers need to contribute. If you've got a winger at the end of the season, I've said this yesterday, it's only got five assists and 1 goal, that's a shit winger. That's Stuart Downing territory. Get rid of him. You've got to contribute. Have to. And I think that's where we're now seeing what Bobby Firmino did. Teams are now trying to find their Bobby Firmino. You've got teams out there now, like Gabriel Jesus or Arsenal. They're trying to find their version of Bobby Firmino. I think Salah. I've been saying this, Albert. Salah actually earns $1 million a week. He does. His contract's massive. People don't realise it, man. Robbo runs like he's got a kite on his back. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Costa shows better form when he gets more games. I don't really... I think we've got an issue at left back at the moment. I think Liverpool got an issue at left back at the moment because Costa Simicast, for some reason, I've always said this. If Andy Robinson is injured and not available and he's missing for a few weeks, Simicast is amazing. As soon as Robbo is available and just sitting on the bench and Costas comes in for a game, you don't get the same Costas. You just don't. We need a new left back. Matt plays Argentina at their centre midfield position. Yeah, that's where I mean, Ganga Deep. In that's where he's going to play for Liverpool. You know, but he'd be the deeper of the with Andre. They will control the midfield. You know, they will control the midfield, and Szoboszlai and a Gravenberg, whoever plays in that attacking role, will be the more attacking-minded midfielders. Darwin has improved a lot, though. I'm actually shocked. Yeah, Darwin's improving, man. He's improving. He's just got to play more games. The problem is, I'll keep saying this about Klopp. He's just got to trust Darwin a little bit because there's no point playing Darwin. He has a good game. He might not have scored, but he's contributed to the game. And then the next week he's on the bench. If you're Darwin, you're like, I need consistency. I need to keep playing. Just let me play. Darwin will miss chances because it's Darwin. It's the way he is. Mo Salah misses chances all the time. We all get frustrated. Because Mo plays every single week, every single game, he gets chance after chance and he can make up for it in a season. Darwin misses a chance. You don't see him the following week. So then it's 2 weeks later when Darwin has to play again and can get rid of that, you know, and get a chance again. This is the thing. Darwin needs to continuously play. We paid £65 million for the guy. His transfer goes up to £88 million with add-ons if we're successful. So Darwin needs to play. He's 24 now. You just need to put him out there. Klopp just needs to let him have a little bit more trust. There's nothing wrong with putting him off as a substitute in games and bringing a Gakpo and Jota on. But for me, he's got to trust him a little bit more. I still think we're the most effective, quickest, and more dangerous front three is when them three play together. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I think that's what he wants to do, Gangan. I honestly think that's what he wants to do, man. I think that's what he wants to do. And with that, with also the ability of having Andre, Mac Allister, Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, you can mix up the formation in that midfield a little bit. Maybe you can go in a diamond sometimes, 4-2-3-1, or we can really change it up a little bit. And I think that's Klopp's midfield future. I think that's what Klopp's looking at. You look at all their ages. That's if we get like Andre in, obviously. It's not definite. But if we do get him in January, Andre, Mac Allister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberg, that is your 4 future midfielders. That is the midfield Klopp is going to set everything on, in my opinion. And that could be good, man. Could be good. I see Bowen replacing Salah. Oh, man. Bobby was seriously the best false 9 when we had him. I was so sad when he left. Yeah, look, Pep Guardiola might have made Messi the false 9 at Barcelona. But apart from Messi, in my opinion, Thomas Muller as well. But in my opinion, Bobby Firmino was the best false number 9 in world football. He was the best false number 9 in world football. He was a focal point. He was everything. Absolutely everything. Yeah. That's the thing with Mane. His pressing from a defensive and an attacking part of playing that left side was undeniable. That's why I always said Mane was the best. But prime Mane in the Premier League was the best left winger in world football, in my opinion. He had everything. He had everything. And unfortunately for Luis Diaz, I keep saying this about Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz is an incredible footballer. he just hasn't moved on. He hasn't pushed on. He hasn't gone that extra gear. Now, I know the knee injury didn't help last season, but I just need to see Luis Diaz just step on the pedal a little bit and go in extra gear this season. I need to see it from Luis Diaz. And it's hard because he's taken Mane's spot. So if we're comparing Luis Diaz to Mane, that's the wrong thing to do, because I don't know if Luis Diaz will ever get to Mane level. Now, prime Mane at Liverpool, I don't know if Luis Diaz can ever get to that level, because prime Mane at Liverpool, as I said, for me is the best left winger in world football. But I just need a little bit more from Luis Diaz, that's all. But he's a tremendous footballer. Tremendous footballer. 1 million a week, though in the UK rates is 500k a week with after 50% tax. Exactly. That's why he's only taking home 500 grand a week, and that's why when everyone takes about his wage, 500 grand a week, because the tax cut. Big up Danny Thomas. How you doing? Big up Jamie. We need a player who's physical and aggressive, athletic, lightning, powerful. 100% period, no makeshift, no Mickey Mouse business. Then we can challenge. I agree, man. I agree. Salah contributes with chances and good passes and link up as well. That's what I'm saying. Big up Liao. That's what I'm saying. This is why Mo Salah never gets his flowers, man. Mo Salah is the best right winger in world football, without a shadow of a doubt. Mo can have a poor game sometimes. We can all admit this, yeah. We can watch a game and Mo's done nothing, and we're getting frustrated. Mo, you're not done anything today. And then in the 88th minute, Mo can just put an assist in like that no one else on the pitch can do, and we grab a goal from it. That's why Mo Salah is the best, man. I'm telling you, that's why he's the best. Big up Fozzie in the chat. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you're doing well. I think the knee injury has hampered him, Panoff. I will agree. That's why I'm not going to go right at him. That's why I always say when I criticise Diaz, I think he's a tremendous footballer, but the knee injury I think has hampered him. He don't look as quick. I'm not saying Diaz is slow, but he doesn't look as quick as he was before the knee injury. And I think that's a lot of his game. But I think Diaz will still have a great season. I think Diaz will still get double digits for GA this season. And that's what I want my winger to have at Liverpool Football Club. If you're a winger at Liverpool Football Club, and the way we play, you've got to have double digits on GA at the end of the season. You just do. And I think you'll get that comfortably. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Much love. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. I'm back at 9 p.m. tonight for a massive show. We got the top 6 debate show. We've got myself, Monts, Egal, and Ben from Anfield Talk on the channel, talking about the top 6. Can Liverpool and Arsenal challenge Man City for the title? Make sure you're here tonight at 9 p.m, guys. I know Coppish are on as well, but come over at 9 p.m. for that big debate show, talking about the top 6. We've got Egal on the channel as well, and Monts and Big Six Bands. So make sure you're over here tonight at 9 p.m. for a good show. It's going to be a fun one. Debate show on the top 6. We're going to get a Gal's point from Arsenal point of view. And hopefully we'll get Don on as well, who's a big Chelsea fan that you might have seen on Football Terrace. He said if he's available, he might come on and we'll get a Chelsea point of view as well. So make sure you're here at 9 p.m. tonight. Should be a good one. Till then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Much